Welcome to a special series of Kitchen Chat, a taste of luxury, history, and hospitality. This is your host, Margaret McSweeney, and I'm so glad you are joining me on this delicious journey. Today, let's travel to London and visit Mandarin Oriental Hyde Park, where we will have a kitchen chat with Claire Myers-Lamptey, the founder of Great British Tea Party. Many thanks to my friend May Wong for this introduction. Before we begin our kitchen chat, I'd like to highlight the deliciousness of Mandarin Oriental Hyde Park. I started off with an afternoon tea. They provide the Mandarin Oriental Passport, the Grand Tour afternoon tea at the Roseberry. And it features different dishes from their properties across the world. I must say, one of my favorites was the summer opera, raspberry and red currant, almond sponge, Opolis white chocolate, and aerated ganache. It was delicious. Well, thank you so much to Claire for joining me on Kitchen Chat today. It's such an honor to also be featured on her Facebook page, Great British Tea Party. So let's welcome Claire to Kitchen Chat.
Hi Margaret, thank you so much for inviting me today. It's such a pleasure to share with you and also to introduce you to my Great British Tea Party audience. And so the story of Great British Tea Party actually goes back to 2012. And what happened was London, of course, was the centre of the Olympics. And I remember thinking, this is such a remarkable occasion and I haven't marked it in any way. How can I make my mark in 2012? So I thought, well, what is quintessentially British afternoon tea? And so my first post, I think, was a picture of afternoon tea, and I called the page Great British Tea Party. And I was my first page like. And I remember getting excited when I got to 5 likes. I posted perhaps a couple of times a week, and then as I saw the numbers increase, I thought, wow, people are interested in afternoon tea, British culture. So I continued. There were periods where I had breaks from doing it, but each time I stopped, people would message me and say, we miss your posts. And so I carried on, and today I'm over 292,000 followers.
Claire, I love that you have 292,000 followers who are all British afternoon tea aficionados. So what has been your favorite venue for afternoon tea in London?
Do you know what? A lot of people ask me that question, and I generally find it quite hard to answer. Every venue offers something quite unique. Some venues will theme their afternoon teas, so it changes quite regularly. For me, also, the location, the ambience is important. Some places have themed afternoon teas, or it might be a historical location, or it could be very modern and sophisticated. And then also there is the attention to detail and the staff that make the experience. And so what I can say is I have not had an awful experience. I think people in the capital are completely spoilt, and there are choices for all budgets. So you can have afternoon tea from as little as £35 per person all the way up to £150 per person.
You truly have such a great selection of afternoon teas here in London. So Claire, can you explain on the menu? There's an offering of royal afternoon tea.
Yes, that's a great question. So a royal afternoon tea includes the standard 3 courses of afternoon tea, which is eaten in the order of sandwiches, then your scones, which are served with clotted cream and jam, and then your sweet course, which is your cakes and patisserie. When you include champagne, rather, it becomes royal afternoon tea.
So you too can feel like royalty, T-E-A pun intended, when you have afternoon tea here in London. So Claire, do you have any advice for women out there who are aspiring entrepreneurs and have a dream of starting a business?
Thank you for adding that in. Like you, I'm inspired by the community of women we have and supporting each other. And in this current age with access to technology and AI and social media, it really does mean that you can start a business from your kitchen table, kitchen chat, kitchen table, and you don't need to invest a lot of money. You just have to invest in yourself. Find something that you're passionate about and share it with the world. And when I meet successful women like yourself, one unique characteristic is that we all want to serve each other and to share the journey of life with each other, warts and all. And I think that connectivity with people is a pathway to a successful business.
Claire, that's so true. An afternoon tea brings people together around the table for a chance to really communicate and be part of community. There it goes again, that pun, TEA, community. And moving on to another special pun, charity. We all know that charity begins in the kitchen. You know, when we're all sitting around the kitchen table at home talking about important things to the family and important causes and about life. So is there, Claire, a special cause, a special charity that you really want to spotlight during this kitchen chat?
I recently have been working with some disability groups about levelling the playing field for people with disabilities and sometimes unseen disabilities, and so that is quite close to my heart. And thankfully a lot of afternoon tea venues are now becoming more accessible, and things like using technology so that people can read the menus easily and looking at adaptive cutlery. These are important things that can eliminate people from the beautiful experience of afternoon tea. So I feel passionate about that.
So Claire, thank you for bringing up these very important causes. Listeners and viewers, I'll make sure we have a link to some of these special charities that are close to Claire's heart. Well, I'd like to end this kitchen chat on a sweet note. I actually made a cake for you at a pastry class with Chef Eric Lillard at Cake Boy London. Foodie friends, if you're in London, book a class. It is such a fun experience. But I made a cake for you, Claire. It is a chocolate ganache, and a ganache is chocolate, melted chocolate, along with a liquid. It could be water, but preferably cream. And I thought it was fun to decorate it in an oyster and pearl theme for you. As women, we all encounter unexpected grit in our lives, like the oyster, but through love, community, and faith, and friendship, and family, those painful pieces of grit turn into a precious pearl. So, a gift from my heart. Thank you for being an inspiration in my life, dear friend.
Thank you, Margaret. I completely love it. This is so thoughtful and kind, and it looks delicious, and I love the sentiment behind it. Another way to connect. It's been part of the joy of spending time with you on your tour this year is the connectivity over our tea, and I look forward to many more of such endeavours that I hope you introduce across the ocean.
Thank you so much, Claire, for being on Kitchen Chat and for introducing me to your Great British Tea Party Facebook friends. Please follow Claire at Great British Tea Party, both on Facebook and on Instagram, and discover the wonderful afternoon tea experiences that she is offering. Many thanks to Mandarin Oriental Hyde Park, and follow at MO_Hyde Park. Many thanks to May and her puppies, George and Lulu. Follow at Miss Darcy's Adventures for insights into luxury travel with dogs. And thank you, dear foodie friends, for joining me on this journey. I hope you will find community, connectivity, charity, and feel like royalty at afternoon tea. Please visit KitchenChat.info and follow Kitchen Chat on Facebook and Instagram, where you will find inspiration for your next delicious destination. And always remember to take a moment and savor the day.